Yes, we can't go anywhere right now. There's no way we're going anywhere. I've never seen the gates like this, ever. Well, welcome back. I'm Alan, and this is my second video. If you didn't see the introduction, I hope you'll go back and take a look at that one because it shows some of the inside more than we're going to get to today. This channel is not about a tour of the house because there's books and videos and the actual tours. 16 days a year I open the house, so it's not much, but it's May and October, and that's not what this channel is about because I wanted to share a life in this home, and I think the people that stick with me are all people who can relate to what it's like to lose a significant other or a best friend, and that includes pets. Prince, come over here, Prince, meet everybody. Come on. I've got some chicken to get you over here. I had to use, there he is. Okay, you got it's a small piece of chicken. He's normally sleeping. I just took him out. It's mid-January in Illinois, and it was 0 degrees when I got up at about 5:30 a.m. I don't sleep much. Prince sleeps a lot more than I do. I'll cut away to him sleeping, I think, throughout this video, so you can see what that looks like. It's funny, actually. He does a praying mantis sometimes. Prince is actually the 12th dog I've had, so if you love dogs, you're in the right place. Oh, yeah, here he is, but no one can see you down there, I don't think. Can you turn around and show your profile a little? Okay, another time. I love you, puppy. I love you, puppy. Oh, you took a deep sigh. I love this guy. He's my best buddy, huh? You're always with me. So we are in the inner sanctum, the two of us up here, which is never seen by visitors. So it's a very intimate thing I'm doing here today. I can't believe I'm doing it. But the last time anyone was up here, I think the last time I had a friend up here was 3 years ago, and they did shoot this movie that I'll talk about a little later, and in a future video, maybe I'll do a video about the movie because that was an interesting thing. But it's a documentary that a Canadian team made called Adrian in the Castle, and it was a great experience. It was helpful to be a part of that. A lot of looking back, but they did it so creatively to show just how, let's put it politely and say, eccentric the St. George's were together. My late wife used to say, well, if you look like you're kind of successful, then they call you eccentric. And if you don't look like you're successful, then they call you just plain nuts. So I think that's true, probably. Either way, yeah, I'm a little off center, just like I'm sitting here off center in this picture. So that's not going to change now. But Prince is settling down in his bed, and he sleeps about 20 hours a day. So they call greyhounds 40-mile-an-hour couch potatoes. And I've never had a greyhound, never had a big dog. So we always had little dogs. Adrian started the Humane Society here in our county many years ago, and then we gave it up to to people who could really do a better job with it than we could, because she would get calls that were very disturbing, and being a very sensitive soul, that took a toll. And I think for about a year, she answered the phones and she did everything. And when she passed, I had 6 little dogs. Yeah. Well, I painted all 11 dogs and 1 cat in a formal portrait of Adrian and I in the ballroom. It's a place where people like to sit in a couple of thrones there on that end of the ballroom and get their photos taken. So today I'm having you join me up here. And this is the 3rd floor space. I think you can tell the sloping walls behind me. So this was the Greenleaf attic. So we're in the oldest part of the house. Um, the old part of the house was an existing house that Adrian and I bought in 1976. But about the time the original house was decorated, Adrian said, Alan, we need more canvases. And that's because I'm a painter and a sculptor, and I mentioned that in the first video. Um, so you'll see my sculptures and paintings, murals on the walls that are 20 feet wide, entire ceilings painted, sculptures of Adrian holding up an archway, and she's also, I used her hand. I had cast her hand, and I used that an exact mold of her hand to have her hold the chandeliers in the ballroom that go round about the room. It's not the figure of her in that case, but I've sculpted her a number of times, painted her many times, and that's all in the first video. So up here we have Adrian's stained glass ceiling and other stained glass that she made. Technically, it's called art glass, actually. And there's a damask fabric on the walls, which she loved, and carved wood, which I love. And there's Rococo furniture. The dining room table is a beautiful Rococo carved table, but it's covered now. It's just my other office, so it's got computer and all the office stuff. So when we used it together, Adrian didn't allow anything, like you couldn't even have when we sat down to eat at this table, you couldn't even have like a bottle of Pepsi. It was always decanted into a beautiful cut glass decanter. So your ketchup and your mustard, all the condiments, they couldn't be in the original containers because she called it La Belle Vie. So it had to be beautiful. And that was really the point of making this suite. Up here, it's such a mess. I mean, I'm not showing you the floor because there's piles. I've got 3 businesses to pay for all this. And the main one is a mascot business that I started when I was 19. I want to do a video about that. Got a lot of ideas to share with you, like, how does this guy pay for it, and why did they do it, and how more details about Adrian and why she passed so young at 55 years old, and she passed up here actually. So I talk about that in little pieces. It's still hard, even though it was 20 years ago. So yeah, let's take a look around. And it's a life mask I made of Adrian, cast from her face, and she was about 20, 21 years old. And I do believe in angels, and I can prove it that they exist. But that'll be another video, I'm sure. For her memorial service, I gave away 2 different candles people could pick because I couldn't decide which one. Adrian had a lot of different modes of expression, like she was many things and had different personalities, not clinical personalities, but we all have the work persona and we have the family persona, so on and so forth. Here's that dog again, Cartier. I sculpted this acorn because that's kind of my symbol, the oak tree. And then inside is a gardenia. And so it was just my way of showing her that I would protect her. There's Cartier again with fur from the dog when he got a haircut. He was a Lhasa Apso. So we then kept his hair very short because it's much easier. So when we shaved him off, I made this as a Mother's Day gift, and she loved it. And it was a cartoon of Cartier made out of his own fur. And then behind it, I don't know if you can see, but it's a plaque that was another Mother's Day gift to Mom, and it's dated 1984. And you buy this kit where you can push their footprint, their paws, and make footprints. That little doll was Adrian's grandmother's, and the funny little colored bear with the long dangle costume earrings on. That was sitting on top of her computer. It amused her, and so when she passed, I put it here. And this was the toy that was well worn and played with by we called the baby, this little dog in the wooden frame back there. His real name was Cabochon, but we called him Munchkin and Baby. And then the last big party we gave was the Persian Pearl Gala. That's the last big party we hosted, 30-year anniversary. You'll hear more about that in the future. It was quite an event. So we made it to 31 years, 2 months and 10 days, but that was the 30th. I made a couple of coloring books, and this little girl, she colored one of the pages and she gave it to me. And you might remember this drawing from the last video, which was the one I did our first year of marriage. Semper Nos is our motto. That's all in the introductory video. Always us. The idea that love and marriage are eternal. And so on the back, she wrote, I really enjoy coming to your castle. It's very unique, and I love how much time you put into your castle. Thank you for the coloring book. I really love drawing and coloring. I hope you have a great Christmas. I would like to know if you decorated. Sincerely, Cambry. I put aphorisms on the back of each coloring page because I collected them. I've collected them all my life, stuck in books and things. So I thought, what a great place to put them. And this one is Good Home is Happiness, of course. This is a great thing to remember also. There was nothing like a dream to create the future. And so no matter what your age and what your life has been, everything starts with a dream, doesn't it? I mean, it really does. It starts with a dream. And any journey, any trip, any project, any endeavor, a home, a family, you've got to have the dream first, and then you make the future. Well, I do apologize because I think this video just went too long, and I never got to what I wanted to talk about, which was the how. How did we work together? How did we do it? So that will have to be a part 2, and we'll be returning to the inner sanctum to finish out that story. See you next time. Thanks for coming.